Hi, I'm State Representative John Payne. We're in Derry Township today, and joining me is Supervisor John Foley. John's not just a supervisor, he's a friend, fellow firefighter, assistant chief. The project we're talking about is a relocation of Park Boulevard. John, give me a little bit of an update on where we're at.
Well, this project started as a result of a deficient bridge here in the township, and together with your help and state assistance, we're going to be able to realign the bridge. The whole roadway is going to be rebuilt. We're going to provide for less curves, a safer means of traveling in and out of the north side of town, greater emergency vehicle access, and greater access to these venues for our residents.
I think that's important to point out is, people may say, why are you relocating the road? And, if you just need to replace the bridge, why not replace the bridge? Clearly, the road itself was deficient in that when you come down, and people that live here know what I'm talking about, and you come down past where the trucks are parked, and you make the bend in front of the old creamery, the road actually isn't crowned the right way. It runs the wrong way. It forces cars over into the wrong lane, and the water runoff is non-existent. It creates a big problem in the wintertime.
It does. The whole roadway itself has very tight curves and corners, and it just makes for an unsafe access for everyone, for the whole path of travel, not just for our residents but also for our visitors. It's a road that's in need of dramatic improvement, and this project will enable that roadway to become a much safer vehicle travel pathway, and also for our pedestrians, so that there's a walking area for them.
Well, that's a great lead-in, because as you and I both know, people now who live in town and want to come over to the park or the Chocolate World or Giant Center or to a high school football game use the old Clem's Train railroad bed. It's an old railroad bed that runs along the outside of the fence of the park. There's no real walk or curb or sidewalk there. And then the bridge itself now has big wire metal bands around it holding the columns up from the last floods that we had. So this project's kind of got some urgency to it, and I've done everything I can to get that moved up. Can you explain a little bit, when people who live here want to go over to the Giant Center or Chocolate World, when we get out to the area we're filming in, what happens with the split?
Well, one of the biggest things that we encounter with our residents coming this way is, the first is the underpass, the railroad underpass. It's a very narrow, two-lane pathway. Unfortunately, there's no walkway. We do have a pedestrian bridge further east over the railroad tracks. However, it's very cumbersome to get the residents to follow that. This enables us to provide a one-way road and also a dedicated pedestrian walkway that's going to tie into a path that's going to take you all the way over to the complex between Chocolate World and Hershey Park and the Giant Center. So that in and of itself is going to really enhance the safety attributes of this getting this venue for our residents.
Yeah, I appreciate that, John. Thanks very much for joining me today. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you for all your help.